I'm going to use the taupe pomade to do my brows before I get started on the eye makeup, and I'll show you why in just a minute. I'm going to start a little earlier than the brows. We're only going to go in two directions, up to the arch and down with the tail, and then start making little flicks upward from that baseline that you just drew. You got to go back to the product several times, and I may go in later with a darker shade and just add in a little bit of dimension. This is definitely my favorite shade for just daytime makeup, but for a nighttime look, I might add a little bit more depth and maybe even a gel. So there's one. Let's do the other. Let's talk real quick about creating a soft start on the brows. You can do that just by taking a little bit of whatever's left over in color after you've done it and just start pulling a little bit toward your nose. Or you can take, if you've started dark, you can take a concealer brush with a little bit of concealer in it and just start taking away some color. So two different ways to do it. I'm using the Becca Illuminating Corrective Concealer as my eye primer. I did put foundation on. Sometimes I use concealer or just foundation as my eye primer, but since I'm doing a pretty bold look, I'm gonna go in and kind of treat my eye the way that I would a bridal. I want it to stay, I want everything to blend well, and I want to get rid of all that color in my eye so that I don't have to use so much shadow. And you want this to feel tacky. If it feels slippery, then you put on too much and it's going to crease. So just take it easy, take your time, paint it on there, and then I would not set this now with powder. I'm just gonna go right in with my crease shadow, and we're coming up with that next. I almost always use these as my base colors for my crease to get myself started. They're just so forgiving and so easy and so pretty on so many skin types that it's just almost always my go-to. So I'm going to start right in here. I've already done this eye. Practice that motion if you need to before you even put the brush into the eyeshadow so you know what you're doing. With hooded eyes, which mine are a little bit, I'm just going to connect that arch over to the brow, the tail of the brow right here. There we go. Now we'll add in the darker one. I'm going to use a smaller brush to really build up product. So the denser the brush, the more product you get. The fluffier the brush, the better it is for blending. Part 2 coming up.